on page 11 and continuing with the Team A, Team B problem. We've got 3 more questions here, E, F, and G. E says, will there always be a winning team, no matter what the length of the course, why or why not? Will there always be a team that wins? So let's just look back at the information here. And I remember we talked earlier about there was a place at which there was a tie. So I'm seeing here that if the race was 10 miles long, they would actually finish at the same time in 4 hours. They both do 4 hours, or 10 miles in 4 hours. So we would have to say no. There's not always a winner. If it was 10 miles, it's a tie. That's because they both finished 10 miles in the same amount of time. Letter F, if the race is 12 miles long, which team should you choose to be on if you want to win? And why would you choose this team? So the race is 12 miles long. Which team would win? 12 miles long. So I'm looking here. Team B does 12 miles in 5 hours. And Team A does 12.5 miles in 5 hours. So at that point, Team A is the better team. So I would say that I would rather be on Team A because they can do 12 miles in less than 5 hours. Team B takes 5 hours. So Team A can do it less. They would be done ahead of time and they would be the winner. And then letter G, how much sooner would you finish on that team compared to the other team? Now we kind of took an easy way out when we answered this one. Some students, when they figured this one out, actually calculated, because they knew that Team A, they were trying to figure out like what would happen for 12 miles. So they took the 12 miles an hour and divided that. They took the 12 miles and divided it by 2.5 to find out how long it would actually take that team. So this is A. 12 divided by 2.5 is actually 4.8 hours. It took 4.8 hours for Team A to get done, and B took 5 hours. So if you take 5 minus 4.8, that's going to give you 5 minus 4.8 is 0.2. Oh my goodness. 5 minus 4.8 equals 0.2, and that's of an hour. But we don't really talk that way. We don't really talk about parts of an hour as a decimal like that. I know that if it was like 0.5 of an hour, I know that's 30 minutes, but not sure what 0.2 of an hour is. Some kids will say it's 2 minutes, but it's really not. An hour has 60 minutes in it, which I know everybody knows. And if you want 0.2, a lot of different ways you can do this. Most straightforward is just to take the 60 times 0.2, and 60 times 0.2 is 12. So I'm just going to say that Team A finishes, 12 minutes sooner. There's my answer right there. And if that didn't quite make sense, this is 2/10 of an hour. if you think about an hour as 60 minutes, and you take 1/10 of that, a tenth of 60 is 6. So 2/10 of 60 would be twice as much. That's another way to get the answer.